Alright, so the first thing I need to do is chop this thing up, make those flanges smaller. I'm not really sure why it's not fitting yet, so I'm going to make the flange smaller and then cut some of the insulation and try to get it in, and chop on it a few times, see what happens. So I spent a lot of time working on this trans tunnel to get it to fit, and basically I routed out all the insulation on both sides, and I also routed out the whole back end, and I still cannot get it as far up forward as it used to be. I have no idea why. There's nothing, it's not binding against anything. So, and then I made some modifications, because you can see like this part right here is, you can see it's rubbed off. It's coming up above the floor just a hair, and the trans is where it needs to be for, the pinion angle and all that stuff. So what I ended up doing is I'm closing these holes, but you can see the new holes are pretty close by. At first I was about 1 inch off, and that kind of gave me 1/4 inch, and then doing the back end of that thing gave me another, I don't know, almost 1/2 inch. So I'm a good 1/4 inch away, but this is where it officially lands now. I don't have any other choice. It's not going any further. So, and this side, I actually trimmed down, if you haven't watched my older videos, I actually had to trim down this because it came out all the way to here and was hitting. And so now I got trimmed down, but then I got to bring the trans tunnel just a 1/4 inch away, keep that clearance. And if you saw, I don't know how clear it was in the video, but this used to be on the other side, and I had to flip it around because now I was having clearance issues on this side towards the back end. And then I routed this out a little bit just to give this arm right here a little bit more clearance when it's in park. When it's in drive, it's totally fine, but when it comes back to park, this kind of pushes up a little bit. So I'm glad I'm done with that. Of course, I'm not done with these parts, and I hope that those parts I didn't super trim down and now it's like a big gaping hole. So we'll have to see. I'm not so worried about that as much as I am worried about this stuff now. And one of the things I got to do is make sure that these wires coming up here, you know, they can't come out here like they used to. They now have to come up and over. And so just verifying the lengths and making sure that I have stuff loomed and all that kind of stuff correctly. But as you can see, I am able to get most of the wires pushed up into here. It's just, these are all the raw wires. These are the raw wires that I got to start implementing. And then I have my HVAC relay computer and stuff that I got to get in there. I'm feeling, I would say, 90% confident that we'll be able to jam all this crap in here. But it's one of those things where, like today, I just wanted to get the trans tunnel kind of finished and then start a different day to actually do the wiring and dig into that, because I had everything laid out and then I needed some help and I didn't want people to trip and slip on the paper, so I got rid of it all. There's just a whole setup to getting everything back in line, if you will. So I think I'm going to do that on a different day, which might be the same video, I'm not sure. So in any case, that's what we've done. And there's a little moth there. Little moth that there's a certain time of the year where you'll be driving down the street and there's literally hundreds of thousands of these things just flying around. And I don't remember ever seeing that, like, over the last 20 years I've been here. Only recently, I don't know when it is, but maybe springtime or something, they just come alive and you're driving down the street and there's thousands of them, and one got caught up there. So in any case, let's see what's going on next.